काफी बड़ा परिवार है मेरा, यही संसार है मेरा। हर दिन मेरी कोशिश है इसे हरा भरा रखने की, कुछ कोशिश घर को मजबूत बनाने की, कुछ कोशिश घर को जीता जागता बनाने की, कुछ कोशिश बड़ों की सेवा की, कुछ कोशिश छोटों को बड़ा बनाने की, कुछ कोशिश नई दिशाएं दिखाने की, कुछ कोशिश उत्साह जगाने की। देश नाम है मेरे संसार का, इंडिया नाम है मेरे परिवार का, टाटा कोशिश जिम्मेदारी निभाने की।
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Tata Crucible, the Campus Edition 2022. It's time for us to get started. Please welcome your host, Ms. Rashmi Furtado.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome to each and every one of you to Tata Crucible Campus Quiz 2022. This is Rashmi Furtado and we are well into our journey of this new season of Tata Crucible. We are now moving towards the first wild card of the 16th cluster, which is the cluster from Uttarakhand, which means we have already identified 15 winners who have made it through into their respective zonals. So we are inching closer into those big zonal finals that are coming up. Then of course the national finale that's coming up as well. In the last couple of years, the popularity of this quiz, especially in its digital avatar, has grown manifold with over 7 million viewership that we have got over the internet. That is how much people have been watching knowledge shows like Tata Crucible. I think it's a good news for all of us knowledge lovers and quizzers out there. But now it's time for us to move into the wild card, ladies and gentlemen. Let me introduce our finalists of the day to you and then move into the rules of the game. Our first finalist for the day is Pulkit from IIM Kashipur. Following him is Srijan. Following Srijan is Shubham. Up next is Swarokchish, Sanskar. And completing our lineup here today is Arsalan, all of them from IIM Kashipur. That's the reason I did not repeat it. It looks like a wild card specially done for IIM Kashipur. But believe me, that's not how it is. They have gone through multiple grueling rounds to reach this wild card here today. Rules of the game, ladies and gentlemen. 10 questions is what I have for them, all of them on the buzzer. Single attempt per question only, multiple attempts are not allowed. Scoring pattern would be +1 if they get it right, -1 if they get it wrong, and top 3 scorers from among the 6 of them will qualify into the cluster final. That's the most important part. The goal here is to qualify and not necessarily to win the wild card. The rest of the rules and the fair play protocol is right there on the screen. The contestants have been briefed in detail about it already, so they know everything about these rules and fair play protocols. My dear audience, the buzzer indicator will not be appearing for you during the wild card. However, I'm here to tell you who has pressed the buzzer. Time for us to move into the wild card now and identify our top 3 scorers who will move into the cluster final. Contestants, may I request all of you to move your phones into camera angle, please? All right. Wonderful. Good luck to all of you. Let's start with the first question of this wild card. Here we go. Which company acquired a 51% stake in Tata Business Support Services? Your options, InfoEdge or Quess. Quess or Kess, however you want to pronounce it, Quess, if that helps. Oh, no one going on the buzzer. 5 seconds of time is done, and the answer I was looking for is Quest. Quest could have given one of them a +1. Moving on, question number 2. Part economics, part mathematics. It is about how people with somewhat different goals can work together to do what's good for the collective group. What am I talking about? Your options? Oh, Arsalan, go ahead.
Game theory.
+1 to you, absolutely right. He did not need me to give the options. +1 to you. Game theory, the answer I was looking for. Moving on, question number 3. Gratuity in India is what type of benefit? Your options, joining bonus or retirement. Arslan again, go ahead.
Retirement.
+1 to you again, absolutely right. It's a type of retirement benefit in our country. Moving on to question number 4, here we go. Moving on to question number 4. Which of these is a German automobile giant? Your options, Kia Motors or Volkswagen. Arsalan, go ahead.
Volkswagen.
+1 to you, absolutely right. Volkswagen giving him a +1. These are some quick buzzers, ladies and gentlemen. And Arsalan is playing very well. His strategy is good, actually. He's going for it whenever he knows the answers, 100%, I think. Let's move on. Question number 5. Which company had the campaign #Berok Zindagi to dispel myths and fears regarding asthma and encourage asthmatics to lead a life without limitations? Your options, Dr. Reddy's Labs or Cipla. #Berok Zindagi. Sanskar, go ahead.
From Dr. Reddy's Lab.
Taking a negative on that is Sanskar. The answer I was looking for is Cipla. It was a huge campaign from their end. I think the campaign sort of ended a little before the pandemic, and that is why the memory is not really fresh, but it was a huge campaign from Cipla. Moving on to question number 6. It talks about collective investor psychology or crowd psychology, and it moves between optimism and pessimism in natural sequences. What am I talking about? A business cycle or the Elliott wave principle? Pulkit, go ahead.
Business cycle.
Oh, taking a negative is Pulkit. The answer is the Elliott wave principle. That is what I was looking for. Moving on, question number 7. He was a US mechanical engineer who summed up his efficiency techniques in his hugely influential 1911 monograph, The Principles of Scientific Management. Whom am I talking about? James McKenzie or F.W. Taylor? Pulkit, go ahead.
Taylor.
+1 to you. Absolutely right. F.W. Taylor is what I was looking for as an answer. As someone who is in IIM going through the management studies, F.W. Taylor is someone whom you would know in and out. He's absolutely right, and he quickly negates the -1 he had taken earlier. Question number 8. With which Indian financial company does MetLife have an association? Your options, Punjab National Bank or State Bank of India. Shubham, go ahead.
It's Punjab National Bank.
+1 to you, absolutely right. He was very, very sure. He buzzed very quickly. Punjab National Bank giving him a +1. Last 2 questions remaining, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you where all of them stand. Arslan, like I mentioned in the very beginning, played his game, is on +3 and is sitting back and enjoying the game for now. Sanskar is on a negative because he took a negative previously, but he can move into a +1 if he gets the next 2 questions right. Shubham is on +1. He may want to wait and see what happens in the next question and then take a call on his strategy. But as of now, everybody has an equal chance to qualify to the cluster final. So let's see what happens. Question number 9, here we go. Which company owns Exo Biofresh in India? Your options, Jyoti Labs or HUL. All right, Srijan on buzzer, go ahead.
HUL.
Okay, taking a minus on that is Srijan. The answer I was looking for is Jyoti Labs. Exo Biofresh is a vegetable and fruit cleaner from Jyoti Labs. The last question of this wildcard. The Silk browser was developed by whom? Amazon or Walmart? Swarochish, go ahead.
Walmart.
Taking a negative, Swarochish, -1 on that. The answer I was looking for is Amazon. I thought Silk browser may have been a quick buzz. Arslan is nodding his head there. I think he was just waiting to see if someone else would go on the buzzer. All right, Swarochish getting a negative on that one. Scores, ladies and gentlemen, after the completion of the 10 questions. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as I mentioned earlier, Arslan has been playing very well and on 3 points, winning this wild card and moving into cluster finalists, Arslan from IIM Kashipur. Joining him is Shubham on 1 point, also from IIM Kashipur. And understanding the value of silence, Pulkit is on nil, but he still makes it to the cluster final because the rest of the contestants are all on -1. So technically, he is in the 3rd spot when it comes to this wildcard here today, and he joins Arslan and Shubham into that cluster final. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. We have identified the first 3 finalists who have moved into that cluster final. Now it's time for us to binge on an audience question. Let me quickly find the audience question for you. All right, here we go. Your audience question. What is the full form of HBO? From the world of entertainment, let me repeat that one for you. What is the full form of HBO? Go ahead and key in your answers in whatever platform you're watching this quiz on. Key in your answers in the chat box, and if you're quick and correct, you will win exciting prizes. Join me in the second wildcard of this cluster, ladies and gentlemen. We still have to identify 3 more finalists who will move into cluster final. I will see you in the next wildcard.
मिलावट का जमाना है जी। कितना पानी मिलाया जी?
पानी प्योर है जी।
आपकी दवाइयाँ सर जी।
थैंक यू जी। चलो कम से कम ऐसे में कोई दवाइयों पे सच्चाई का भरोसा दे, अच्छा तो लगेगा ना जी।
पर ये तो जेन्युइन है ना जी।
बिल्कुल भरोसेमंद है जी। It's 1 mg।
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Tata Crucible, the Campus Edition 2022. It's time for us to get started. Please welcome your host, Ms. Rashmi Furtado.
Ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome to each and every one of you to Tata Crucible Campus Quiz 2022. This is me, Rashmi Furtado, and we are now getting into the second wild card of the 16th cluster, which is the cluster from Uttarakhand, which means we have identified 15 winners already who have made it to their respective zonals. We are getting closer into those big zonal finals and then the national finals. But we have a few more clusters to finish before that. We have 24 clusters in all, each of it consisting of 2 wild cards and 1 cluster final. And all these quizzers who are here with us today have gone through multiple grueling rounds to reach this wild card. Let me introduce all of them to you, and then we will get cracking with the rules of the game. Our first contestant for the day is Mansi from GEHU Dehradun. Following her is Mayank from UPES Dehradun. Up next is Wasim from UPES Dehradun again. Prabhat from IIM Kashipur. Chandni from IIM Kashipur. And completing the lineup here today is Shashwata from IIM Kashipur. All right. So all of them are ready. Let me quickly get you the rules of the game. 10 questions, all of them on the buzzer for them here today. Single attempt per question only. +1 if they get it right, -1 if they get it wrong. And top 3 scorers from among the 6 of them will qualify into that cluster final. This is the second wild card, which means I have already identified the 3 who have moved in from the first wild card into the cluster final. Rest of the rules and the fair play protocols are right there on your screen for you. They have already been briefed about all of these, so I will not get into it. Moving on, my dear audience, the buzzer indicator light will not be appearing for you during the wild card, but I will let you know who has pressed the buzzer. Let's quickly get into the wild card and identify the 3 who will join the other 3 from the first wild card into that final. Starting with the first question, ladies and gentlemen, of this wild card, here we go. Which listed company in India owns the brand W? Your options, TCNS Clothing or Trident. Yeah, go ahead, Mansi, you're on the buzzer.
Ma'am, it's second one.
All right, second one, she says that is Trident. Getting a negative on that is Mansi. The correct answer that I was looking for is TCNS Clothing. That would have given her a +1. Moving on to question number 2. Here we go. Selections with a Q, is a chain of hotels from which group? Your options, ITC or Tata. Oh, Wasim, go ahead.
Ma'am, it's ITC.
Oh, taking a negative on that is Wasim. He really tried, but the answer I was looking for is Tata's. Or even IHCL would have given you a +1 as well. IHCL or Tata's would have given you a +1. But taking a negative on that is Wasim. Moving on to question number 3. What was founded by Harshil Mathur and Shashank Kumar as a payment gateway service? Your options, Razorpay or Payu. No one going on the buzzer. Mansi, go ahead. Quickly, Mansi, on the buzzer.
Razorpay.
Razorpay giving Mansi a +1. She's absolutely right. Razorpay, the answer I was looking for. Moving on, question number 4. Coined by Sean Ellis in 2010, name the term that is used by early stage startups who need massive growth within short time on tight budgets. Your options, A/B testing or growth hacking. Shashwata, go ahead.
Ma'am, is it growth hacking?
+1 to you. Absolutely right. Growth hacking is what I was looking for. In fact, Sean Ellis is one of the pioneers, actually the pioneer who brought in the concept of growth hacking. Moving on, question number 5. Eric Schmidt was the CEO of which company from 2001 to 2011? Your options, IBM or Google. Oh, 5-second rule, ladies and gentlemen. Time is up. No one going on the buzzer for this one. I thought it would be a quick buzz. The answer I was looking for is Google. Google would have given one of them a +1. Moving on to question number 6. Which listed company in India owns the brand Zudio? Your options, Trident or Trent. Mansi, go ahead.
Ma'am, Trident.
Oh, taking a negative on this is Mansi. The answer I was looking for is Trent. Trent from the Tata Group actually is the answer I was looking for. But I was looking for Trent as a specific answer. And if anyone had given me Tata's as an answer, they wouldn't have got the point for this one. Let's move on to question number 7. Founded in 2018, Glance is among the fastest to reach the $1 billion valuation. It is a subsidiary of which company? Your options, InMobi or Flipkart. Glance is into AI or software technologies as well. It's an Indian company. Go ahead, Chandni.
In Mobi.
Taking a +1 on that is Chandni. She's absolutely right. In Mobi, the answer I was looking for. Question number 8. Here we go. Which business group owns the media brand Vion? Your options: Z or Network 18. Wasim, go ahead.
Network 18.
Taking a negative again is Wasim. The answer I was looking for is Z. Vion is all over the internet. In fact, they're mostly focused on the internet itself. You will find the channel on YouTube. Moving on. Oh, we have only 2 more questions remaining. Let me tell you where our contestants stand. As of now, I have Chandni and Shashwata, both from IIM Kashipur, both of them on +1 each. Looks like they are safe because we are on the last 2 questions. Wasim is on -2, Mansi is on -1, Mayank and Prabhat are yet to score. Top 3 scorers will go through. Let's see what strategies all of them employ to move into the cluster final. The penultimate question of this wildcard, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Sales IQ is an app with live chat, website visitor tracking and analytics offered by whom? Your options: Zoho or Oracle. Chandni, go ahead.
Zoho.
+1 to you. Absolutely right. She takes a +1. She goes to a 2-pointer. And I think now she's going to sit back and relax because she knows she has made it through into that cluster final. She's smiling there. The last question of this wild card, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. He was often seen as the father of scientific management. Name the person who treated human behavior as a branch of engineering. Your options: F.W. Taylor or Ben Franklin. Oh. Just when I was about to say time's up, Mayank, go ahead.
Frederick Taylor.
Absolutely right. Getting a +1 on that is Mayank with Frederick Winslow Taylor, F.W. Taylor as is better known. Ladies and gentlemen, with 2 points, winning this wild card and moving into the cluster finalist, Chandni from IIM Kashipur. Joining her with 1 point each are Shashwata from IIM Kashipur and Mayank from UPES Dehradun. There you go, ladies and gentlemen, the top 3 scorers of this wild card who have moved into the cluster final of the Uttarakhand cluster. But before you move on to the cluster final, I have an audience question for you. It's time for us to binge on an audience question like I always say. Here we go. Which Indian tech giant is a sponsor of the French Open Tennis Championships? Let me repeat that one for you. Which Indian tech giant is a sponsor of the French Open Tennis Championships? Whichever platform you're watching this quiz on, key in your answers in your chat box. You may win exciting prizes. Ladies and gentlemen, join us in the cluster final. Trust me, you will enjoy it. We will see you there.
You gotta move it to the max. You gotta move it in your soul. You gotta move it, move it, move it.
The new Nexon EV Max moves you to the max.
Friends, put your hands together to welcome on stage Quizmaster Big Brain.
Big hello, ladies and gentlemen, from me, Pig Brain, as I welcome you to yet another edition of Tata Crucible for Campuses 2022. As we traverse across the length and breadth of this nation, we are today at the beautiful landscapes of Uttaranchal. It's a state where you really go there for the beauty of the place. I wonder how these youngsters study there. It sounds quite oxymoronic to say you study in places like this. You must be just enjoying the beauty of that place. But such is the terrain that you actually get some very good institutes with great focus, and therefore some remarkable contestants as we go through Crucible year after year. In the digital avatar of this battle, of course, over the last 2 years, we've had over 7 million people watching Tata Crucible on the internet. You heard that number right. It's a staggering following for Tata Crucible that you have, and given the huge numbers that now take part digitally, it's no joke to be in a cluster final. One among the 6 of these will qualify into the top 24 of this nation. Before we start, a quick word on the rules of the game, as we are here today at cluster number 16 to identify our 16th champion in our quest to find the best 24 minds for this season. 5 seconds the time duration per question, 75 the value. You get it right, you get a 75. You get it wrong, you get a 75 negative. 75 because we here at Tata Crucible are celebrating 75 years of Indian independence. Hence that number. Before we progress and start playing the game, let's take a look at our 6 finalists who've made this journey this far and then start playing Tata Crucible. With us here today as our first contender qualifying from IIM Kashipur, we have with us Pulkit. Welcome to you. Neighbouring Pulkit as our second finalist, also from IIM Kashipur, is Shubham. Welcome on board. Neighbouring Shubham, we have with us Arsalan, who's also from IIM Kashipur. Welcome to you. Along with him, the lone contender outside of IIM Kashipur in this final, dominated by the IIM, is Mayank from UPES Dehradun. Welcome to you. Neighbouring him, the lone lady in this battle, as she will battle with her batchmates and with Mayank, is Chandini from IIM Kashipur. Welcome to you. And completing our lineup from the IIM is Sashwata. Welcome to you, Sashwata. Those, ladies and gentlemen, are our 6 contenders. IIM Kashipur dominating the final this year. They expected to do that in that region, and it's no surprise. But UPES have been an outstanding institute at Tata Crucible. They won many a title in the past, and Mayank would like to keep that flag flying. For now, it's an open ground to all the 6 of them. Grit, guts and glory is the theme this year. So time for us to dive right into our first frontier. Time for us to check who's got the grit. Here it is. Starting the game with the first one in the first frontier. Let's see how they find their grit on the first one on their screen. Here it is. The magnificent man and his flying machine. Who did Air India pay a tribute to way back in 1982 as an individual from India? Air India, of course, now famously part of the Tatas. Pulkit has gone for it. Yes. Go ahead, Pulkit.
Was it J.R.D. Tata?
Absolutely well played. India's first commercial pilot, the man who gave India Air India, will be so happy wherever he is that it is back with the Tatas. In fact, he was very passionate about Air India. It was an iconic airline for this country, and I'm sure the Tatas will bring it back to what it was at that time. As we go to the next one, hands on the buzzer, question on your screen now. This is a massive solar plant of a great company. Which great company? Pulkit's gone for it again. Yeah, Pulkit.
Tesla.
Tesla is absolutely right. Pulkit racing away to 150. And it's a good one from him. Pulkit, you need to be a little faster with your answers. There's a lag between your buzz and your answer. The moment you buzz, you need to answer. He's on 150, and well, the world, of course, is moving towards the solar era, the energy efficient era. For us, of course, we've got Nexon with us, really leading the way in India to a better, greener future. And that is really what Nexon is all about. Electric vehicles are fantastic. Well, I've been saying this, I drive one, so I'm not just making a fancy comment. Question number 3, on your buzzers, on your screen, here it is. He is an extremely important person for all those who love the world of shopping. Pulkit's gone for it. Yes, Pulkit.
Jeff Bezos.
Will give you a negative. Well, Toby Lutke is the person. He's anti-Bezos is what Bloomberg says. I think you should have read that before you went for it. Shopify the answer. So Pulkit loses a 75 as we go to the next one on screen now. How do we know the sports company famous for its shoes and sports apparels? Originally known as Blue Ribbon Sports. Today, they're a simple, elegant, globally famous brand. Chandni.
Nike.
Absolutely perfect. She's got it bang on. She gets to a 75 as well is Chandni. The penultimate question in the first round on your screen, here it is. Cashless confidence. Which player in the digital franchise of providing you with credit across the world is this? Well, it's literally a toss between two names. They grew massively. Chandni is giving it a shot again. Yes, Chandni.
Visa.
Lovely. She moves to 150. As we move to the next question on your screen now. Back in the business with a bang is what they've been saying. Big in the travel sector. Identify this portal. Pulkit's gone for it. Yes, Pulkit.
TripAdvisor.
We'll take him to 150 as well is my arithmetic on my mind. But I'll tell you what, we'll show you on the binge board on the other side of this break where exactly they stand. I think it's Pulkit and Chandni both on 150, but we'll reconfirm that once we're back from this very quick break. Stay with us.
एक सजेशन दूं जी?
क्या जी?
अपने टाटा प्ले के साथ बिंज ऐप ले लो जी।
क्यों जी?
आपके फेवरेट ओटीटी एप्स एक ऐप पे जी, मतलब नो अलग अलग पेमेंट, सिर्फ 1 सब्सक्रिप्शन जी, और 12 एप्स के सारे कंटेंट इजी सर्च पे, मतलब नो ढूंढना, ओनली देखना जी।
मतलब टाइम ही टाइम जी।
थोड़ा हमारे लिए भी निकाल लेना जी।
अब टाटा प्ले के साथ लीजिए बिंज ऐप।
Early days here today in this battle. Pulkit and Chandni pulling away quickly, but well, before we get to all of that, let me ask you an audience question. You know what to do as you're watching this quiz. Wherever you're watching it, just key into your chat boxes quick and fast, and you could stand to win a prize if you are correct. All right, here's the first one for you. What word actually originated from a Greek word meaning practice of the management of a household or a family? The practice of managing or management of a household or a family. That's your first question, and we'll get back to the quiz for now. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're with me, Pig Brain, here today watching the campus edition of Tata Crucible. And before I progress any further, let's take a look at the binge board here today to see what's happening. It's a battle between the Kashipur students and UPES. 150 to Pulkit, Chandni on 150. They're binging and binging early. Will they continue that binge run? Well, we'll see. As we move to the second frontier, time for them to rely on their guts. Here it is. The scoring remains the same, the time remains the same. 5 seconds is all you've got. As we go to the first one, in this segment, I've got 12 questions for you, so you've got a long spread to play around with. The first one of them on screen now. What were these which really helped, especially during the pandemic? Technology playing an important role in this modern world. What were all these? 5 seconds of time. No one on the buzzer on that. Turns out to be a tough one. Well, the world saw the birth and growth of robotic nurses. Sometimes what happens in pandemics like what we went through, even a nurse's life is at risk to go and administer medicine to a patient. And robos came in handy because they were able to do the job that a normal nurse would do. So the world of healthcare, helped by technological products, really bridged that gap. For us, of course, health, hygiene and wellness is advocated best by Tata 1mg, who is our partner here at Tata Crucible. No one going on the robo nurse. As we go to the next one, overall answer is what matters. Take a look and see what you can make out. Here it is. This is multiple lines on your screen. Which entity trademarked? Pulkit's gone for it.
Burger King.
Is absolutely correct. He's cracked it and cracked it in quick time. He gets himself a 75, puts himself in the lead. As we go to the next one on your screen now. Yet another set of multiple clues coming up there. One big Tata company that will connect all these. Very important Tata company. Arsalan on the buzzer now.
Tata Global Beverages.
Well played. Now Tata Consumer Products, but give it to you on Global Beverages. Tea Pigs, etc. were part of them. Good Earth for sure. He's played well and got himself a 75. On to the next one. What do you make of these? All of these will lead you to an important, quote unquote, laboratory. Chandni is giving it a shot. Yes, Chandni.
Jyoti Labs.
Well played. Jyoti Labs. I said laboratory. She caught on to that drift probably and got it absolutely right. She's not letting go of Pulkit easily, and she's also on, I think, 225. On to the next one on your screens now. Which group was involved in the production Saswata? Go ahead.
Aditya Birla.
Well played. All of these will in some form lead you to the Aditya Birla group. Scam 92, the Harshad Mehta story, was created by Applause Entertainment, which is also part of the Aditya Birla group. Ultratech Cement would have been the easiest clue there for you. On to the next one. As he gets to a 75, everyone's beginning to get onto that binge board. Let's see what they do with the next one on screen now. Better Shelter Organization is a huge initiative by them. The man on your screen is usually one of the richest in the world. Arsalan, go ahead.
IKEA.
Lovely, lovely. He knew the name, he knew everything. The extraordinary journey of the fakir is a beautiful insight into the world of IKEA. Question number 7. The battle's beginning to build up. On your screen, here it is. This is an important energy entity from India. Which famous company, better known for its motorcycles and cycles, has a 30% plus stake? Pulkit.
Hero Electric.
Well played. Hero Motors is the company, but yeah, Hero Moving Electric with Ather as an investment. Well played, and a 75 to him again. On to the next one on your screens now. Who, along with his son Jeffrey, has launched Hair? It's a fan engagement platform by this great sports legend. He and his son. No one on the buzzer. 5 seconds running away on that. The answer that I was looking for, Michael Jordan and his son. Well, Mayank late on the buzzer. But Michael Jordan, the answer that I was looking for. As we go to the next one on your screens now. This is the Roman god Trident. Arsalan, very quickly on the buzzer.
Maserati.
Well played, extremely well played on that. I would have asked it in two forms, but he's got Maserati absolutely right and in super quick time. As we go to the next one on your screens now. This was originally known with 3 words. What is the entity? The H is a big clue. Well, no one on the buzzer. The young generations don't know the old identities. This is Hindustan Lever Limited with HLL. Well, all the IM guys and UPS laughing out there saying, oh, how did we miss something like this? Today we know it from the U as Unilever, but this is the previous identity, HLL. As we move and have 2 more to go in this segment before I can show you the scores on your screen, here's the next one now. This is Praveer Sinha. He is the CEO of an important Tata giant, which is actually now playing a big role in the automotive business. Chandni.
Tata Power.
Clever. Very clever answer. The moment I said automotive business, you could have been tempted to say Tata Motors. She thought it through for a moment and she got that absolutely right. Powering the electric vehicles is Tata Power. Beautiful answer, Chandni. All credit to you. She moves to 300. On to the final one in this frontier. Here it is on your screens now. This is the famous red bead experiment. Created by a great man, statistician, speaker, etc., known for his work in the domain of quality. There's an iconic world award or a medal that's named after him. Who is he? Sashwata is going for it. Yes, Sashwata.
Deming.
Well played. Good quality answers coming from this cluster. Edward Deming, and the Deming medal is absolutely correct. On the other side of this break, you're going to see a very, very interesting binge board. But give me just a moment. We'll be back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, 2 frontiers done here today. This quiz is far from over. Pulkit, Chandni still out there. Arsalan right behind. Shashwata not too far. Anything can happen, but well, let me ask you a couple more audience questions before we see what happens in that final frontier. Here's the next one for you. I started my journey in 1834 in London's East End. I was founded by a man named Charles Henry, who set up essentially a grocery store in Stepney with a special interest in tea. Today, I am an iconic place which people visit as visitors, not necessarily to shop alone. What am I, or who am I? Keen your answers as I ask you the next one. Well, we've got a lot of young school and just into college students taking part at the audience level. You could win a prize with this simple one. What is the French word for salt that gives rise to a term in English that's so important to the corporate world? Those then your 2 audience questions in this segment. We'll get back to the final of Tata Crucible Campus 2022. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're with me, Pig Brain, here today watching an absolutely riveting final of cluster number 16, Tata Crucible for campuses. Here's why I make that comment. On your screen is the binge board, and look at that. Shashwata on 150 is well within striking distance. Arsalan on 225 needs just one good answer. Pulkit and Chandni have been neck and neck right from the beginning. The others have some work to do in this final, but the 4 of them have an outstanding chance to get into the top 24 of the country. As we move into the final frontier of our game here today to see who's going to be the maximum binger at the end of the day on that binge board, it's time for us to move into what is perhaps an appropriately titled final round. Go for glory. Here it is. On the final frontier of this battle at Tata Crucible, we are truly proud and humbled to celebrate 75 years of Indian independence. Azadi ka Amrit Mahotsav, in our own way, by asking questions about people, brands, CEOs, pioneers, advertising campaigns that have helped build a nation called India, set it up for the next 25, 50, 75 years to grow on the solid foundations of what these icons have left for us or are creating for us. The 6 questions that will follow are all about India. 75 the value, 5 seconds the time, hands on the buzzer. Well, life on the buzzer, given the scorecard. As we start with the first one on your screens now. How do we know this bank currently? Arsalan's gone for it and he needs a 75. Go ahead.
RBL.
Is perfect. Oh, beautifully played. The Ratnakar Bank, as it was once known, is the RBL Bank. We've got 3 of them on 300. We've hardly seen such a close competitive final for a while now. This is really getting interesting from the hills of the northern terrains of India. It's one hell of a final. As we go to the next question, on your screens now. The Zorro Pro range of suitcases has become a huge trend. Arsalan.
VIP gear.
He is moving into the lead with that answer. 75 to him. Is that going to be the tipping point in this final? 4 questions to go. Let's see what happens. He suddenly left Pulkit and Chandini behind. Question number 3, final round on your screen now. This is a lecturer from IIT Guwahati, from the Department of Design. What symbol did he design for India? Arsalan.
Rupee symbol.
Suddenly, well, if we have to rename Arsalan, we can rename him as Kumbhakaran. He stayed so quiet for the first half of this quiz, and when he's woken up in dramatic style. He's got another 75. I think he's gone somewhere close to 450. Oh my God. It's like suddenly waking up Chris Gale and telling him go and bat now. Arsalan is on absolute fire. Pulkit Chandani perhaps just getting stumped by the speed at which he's responding. 3 questions still to go. Both of them have an outside chance. Arsalan, let's see what he does on the next one. On screen now. This is the incorporation certificate of the Western India Vegetable Products Limited Company. Shashwata's gone for it.
This is Wipro.
Beautiful. Beautiful quizzing. They were essentially into vegetable oil. Western India Vegetable Products is the old identity of Wipro, better known today, of course, as a tech giant. Shashwata's not giving up. If he gets the next 2 right, he could just be the runner-up. Oh boy, this quiz is not over. Pulkit on 300, Chandni on 300, Shashwata 225. Arsalan is absolutely safe, I think, unless someone gets the 2 perfectly right. Even then, it's only a tiebreaker situation for him. So he can't lose from here is Arsalan. He's really done remarkably well. Here's the penultimate question of our final today. On your screen now. Kapil Dev said this famous brand from South India when he and his men did the unthinkable in 1983. Which brand from South India celebrated that great victory with a huge ad campaign on teamwork and the strength of their products? 5 seconds running away. Nobody on the buzzer on that. Mayank, give it to you. Go on. Just about.
Nissan?
No. Nissan on a cycle will give you a minus 75. From South India, I said the answer, BSA SLR cycles. The BSA SLR cycles came out with that campaign with all the Indian cricketers hanging around Kapil Dev. Brilliant campaigns from the yesteryears. 75 glorious years of India and Indian advertising. Final question on your screen now. This brand would have had a problem in the telecom era. because of its brand name. What was the name of this vehicle? This brand would have had a problem because of its name in the telecom era. Chandni is giving it a shot. Yes, Chandni.
Telcoline.
She went for Telcoline. I think she coined a new brand name at Tata Crucible today. She'll lose 75 on that. Pulkit will thank her later probably in the IIM Kashipur hostels. But she loses a 75, and the answer that I was looking for is Tata Mobile. This was called the Tata Mobile as a vehicle, 75 years of India, one of India's largest pickup trucks as people would normally refer to it. A beautiful vehicle along with the Tata Safaris ran the Indian roads was the Tata Mobile. And the story of this battle on your screens now, trying to win it on that last question. Chandni putting pressure but losing out. She finishes with 225 along with Shaswata. With 300, Pulkit will finish runner-up here today. He's happy. And with 450, a blinder in the final over, so to say. He had 3 sixes lined up right, one after the other, is Arsalan, powering his way into the nation's top 24 with some really high-quality answers, including the rupee symbol. Deserved winner there is Arsalan, but they've got both the winner and runner-up title from that region. That's a lot of money as a seed capital for the next party at IIM Kashipur. I can predict that much. But for the moment, ladies and gentlemen, it's indeed my pleasure and privilege to bring in our guest of honor here today, a person, a young leader from the Tata fraternity, someone who spent a lot of years in hospitality. And over the last couple of years, everyone in hospitality has learned far more than they ever did in their careers. It's not been easy. They were at the forefront of the pandemic as hospitality. But it's truly our pleasure and privilege to have the gentleman who actually has spent the fair part of the pandemic time overseeing the launch of a fabulous Taj property that I'm told. It's a resort and a spa now in Uttarakhand. I do hope the next Crucible brings me there and I get to stay with him at his property. I'm told it's a breathtaking one. I was recently at Coorg and a good friend was telling me that it's a really fabulous property that's come up. Truly happy and delighted to have with us a young leader from the Tata fraternity as he heads Taj Rishikesh as its general manager, the first general manager of Taj Rishikesh. Literally, like his baby, he has seen it come to life. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest of honor today, Mr. Devraj Singh. Welcome to you, and thank you so much for joining us, albeit on a Sunday. I don't know if a Sunday is a Sunday for you, but most hoteliers, it's never a Sunday. They're always working on Saturdays and Sundays. But truly appreciate. First up, of course, let me start. We've got youngsters out here, Devraj. You're a young leader from the Tatas. More than the quiz, my first question to you is, what's your learning been in the last 2 years? I mean, that's valuable for youngsters.
Yes, exactly. Thank you so much, first of all, for this opportunity to be part of this forum here. Congratulations to the winner and to the runner-up and to all the participants, in fact. And it is an honor, absolute honor to be, part of being among the sharpest minds in the country. So thank you so much. Yes, last 2 years have been most challenging for us. There have been so much of creativity and innovation, especially in the hotel industry. And the backlog of last 2 years, we have been able to kind of take care of that. The losses now, all the leisure destinations in the country are doing very well, in fact. Also, Uttarakhand in itself is the new tourist destination. It is a drivable distance from Delhi. There are almost close to 12 five-star hotels in Uttarakhand state, and out of which 5 belongs to Taj and many more new openings coming up. So thank you so much once again for this opportunity.
Truly wonderful. I really liked the way he put it and said, in adversity, you find innovation and creativity. I think that's a very important lesson for all these youngsters as they will embark on their corporate careers. Never allow adversity to knock you down. So well said. And really good wishes to you on this magnificent property that you have quite literally brought to life during the pandemic. Congratulations to you. And thank you for joining in. We'll do the digital honors for our two champions here today who will take home their cash checks. First up, Pulkit from IIM Kashipur. There it is. The runner-up here today. He wins himself 18,000 rupees as the runner-up. And our winner here today who, if he plays the way he played in the final round throughout the quiz, he can be unstoppable. He was really fast and sharp and can be quite a handful in the zonal rounds. But for the moment, he'll be happy saying, I've made it to the zonals. I'm in the nation's top 24. IIM Kashipur holding on that reputation of theirs for being a good team or a good institute in that region. 35,000 to him for today. Like I said, huge money is for you guys. I think you should go to Taj Rishikesh and spend all that money. Well, extremely well done. Congratulations to all of you. Superb performance, very consistent. Can we have a last word from you, Mr. Singh, before we let you go on?
Yes, once again, thank you so much and heartiest congratulations. Best wishes for the next round. Aslan being among the top 24 in India. And congratulations once again. And congratulations to the team, Tata Crucible. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Truly appreciate your time here today. We'll let you go. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we let Mr. Devraj Singh go back and handle his guests, it's time for us to take Arsalan forward on the journey. He moves into the nation's top 24 from IIM Kashipur to fight a battle on another day in the zonals of the country. The terrain would be difficult. It would be all of champions from different parts of India. He knows that only too well. He's got the armory. He just needs to distribute it across the quiz. That's my view. Extremely well played, Pulkit, Chandini, Shashwata. Everyone really playing their best here today. One of the best scorecards that one would see at this season of Tata Crucible. But ladies and gentlemen, from my young colleague Rashmi Furtado and me, Big Brain, we'll keep coming back to you with the next cluster. Till then, do take care and thank you for tuning in today. Goodbye.